100, and this is my video series, the next part of my video series on this final paper production. So this particular one is on milestone 3, which is your final paper, creating your final paper from the outline. So I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to take your outline that you've completed in week 5 and turn that into a final paper. And I can show you how to do that. So nothing you've done in that week 5 outline should go to waste. It should all be used. It's all in anticipation of this final paper. So I'm going to go through and show you exactly how to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new document, and I'm using Google Docs. I've just named it how to create my final paper, but you can name it whatever you like. This is just an open, brand new document that I'm going to show you how then to create and compile the information from your outline into this final document. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my outline. So this is my outline worksheet, very familiar. It should look familiar from our last video that I did. So this is the completed outline worksheet that you guys completed in week 5. This is exactly the document that I used to create the outline from my other video. So you can see it's in blue here, everything that I've created, that I've written. Everything else is just the template information. So I wanted to show you that. So what you guys should do is open up that outline document that you turned in week 5 and go through all of the notes and feedback that I've given you and make any revisions that are necessary. So I've already done that. I've gone through, I've looked at any notes that were given to me, comments, things that I should look at, things that I should revise, and I've already made those changes. So this is the clean outline worksheet from that week 5 assignment. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start copying and pasting what I've written in this document into the new document. So we have everything that I've written. So I'm going to start here. So this is my introduction, including the thesis statement. I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to plop it over here in my into my clean, brand new document. Then I'm going to go do the next thing, which is my topic sentence for my first supporting paragraph. And I'm just going to stick it in here. Tab down a little bit. Now I'm going to go to my supporting points. So here are my supporting points. I'm going to copy it, paste it in here. And same for my transition sentence. And I'm just going to go through and do this for each of these supporting points. So my 3 supporting points. Okay. Topic sentence, copy, paste, got supporting points, copy, paste, transition, can't forget any of these. So tab down, go to my next topic sentence, supporting points, and transition. Okay, so that's all my support, and then I'm going to go and put in my conclusion. Copy it and paste it right in there. Okay, so I have a really great start right now to my paper. So my first paragraph is already written. Here's my introduction. It is done. So my next paragraph is this one. So it's the topic sentence, my supporting points, and my transition sentence. So I will show you how I'm going to make these changes, make it look like a paragraph, and then I'm going to do for the same for all of these. Okay. So first thing, my supporting or my topic sentence right here, done. all complete. So that's my first sentence. So now I have my supporting points here. So I have the closing of the marketplace as a symbol of loss and innocence and despair. So I'm going to make that into more of a paragraph, so that it fits in and it sounds more like a paragraph. So I'm going to do one of these symbols is seen in the closing of the marketplace. Okay. This serves as a symbol of loss of innocence and despair, since he is very disappointed when the market was closing as he was arriving. Okay, I'm going to change that to disappointed. Okay, so that takes care of this first point. So now I have it in sentence form. I'm just going to erase that. The next part is the boy's infatuation with Mangan's sister is a symbol of loss of innocence and coming of age. So I'm going to start with that. So I'm just going to take what I've written and stick it there. Oops. And the boy's infatuation with Mangan's sister is also, so I'm making it fit within this paragraph, right? It's also a symbol of loss and innocence and coming of age. Now I have a quote. So I'm going to put Joyce writes, quote, and I'm going to stick my quote in there. Oops. So I have Joyce writes, comma, and then I have my quote. Gazing up into the darkness, I saw myself as a creature driven and derided by vanity, and my eyes burned with anguish and anger. Now, I know that with a quote, I have to put a citation. I'm going to go through that in the second part of this outline, or of this final paper series. So I'm just going to write in here right now, citation. So that way I know I need to put one in there, period. Okay. So that's that. Now I can't just leave a citation. I need to frame my citation or my quotation. So I'm going to write a little something about this afterwards. I'm going to write, in this moment, the narrator realizes that his ill-fated gesture was vain and childish, showing his maturation in this moment, period. I am spelled vain wrong. There. Okay, so now I've framed my quotation, I've given a little bit of analysis, and I'm good to go there. And then finally, I'm going to finish up with my transition sentence, which is already written directly from the outline. So now I have my second supporting paragraph right here. Great. I'm on my way here. So then I'm going to move on to my next supporting paragraph. Again, I begun with my first, my topic sentence, all written, good to go. My next sentence, I'm going to start with what I've already written in my supporting paragraphs, my supporting points. So I'm going to start with, the narrator presents an attitude. I don't want to put this slash in here because that's too informal. So I'm going to put or tone about unfulfilled dreams and despair in the beginning of the paper. Whoops. Dreams and despair in the beginning of the story. I don't like how that's written, so I'm going to rewrite that. So at the beginning of the story. Then I'm going to put my quote in here. So that's what's next. So I've got my textual evidence. I'm going to write, he recalls. So again, I'm framing this quote, and I'm going to just stick it in there. The former tenant of our house, a priest, had died in the back drawing room, air musty, having been enclosed. There's my citation, all the way to damp. And then I'm going to put in, again, citation. So I see this when I'm going to put this in at the end. Again, I need to frame this quotation, so I'm going to write a little bit of analysis. I'm going to write, this description of the house states how things have been left behind, old and forgotten. Done. Then this staleness contributes to the tone. So I'm relating it back to tone of despair in the story. So I'm relating it back to my thesis statement argument. Good. Now I'm going on to the bizarre scene. So likewise, so I've got a nice little transition there. And then I'm going to put in basically what I have here. The bizarre scene presents a tone of loss of innocence and despair. Now I'm going to frame my quote here. So upon arriving at the market, Joyce writes, and then I'm going to put my quote. Observing me, the young lady came over. Okay, and there we go. I've got my quote. And again, I'm going to mark this that I have a citation here. And again, I will go through putting those citations in part 2 of this video. Okay, now there's my quote. Again, I have to frame it. So I'm going to write, this moment in the market was a turning point for the boy. He still had a hope of purchasing something for Mangan's sister, but the dismissive way the lady addressed him gave him a feeling of despair and loss rather than excitement and hope. Okay, so now I've framed my quote and I've tied everything back to my thesis statement argument. Finally, I'm going to finish this paragraph off with my transition sentence, which is already written, taken directly from the outline. Boom. Paragraph 3, or my second supporting paragraph, is complete. Next, I'm going to go on to my last supporting paragraph, which is here, going to begin with my already written topic sentence from my outline. So here, I'm going to write, I've got my first setting, which is the bazaar. So I'm going to take out the name of it, since that doesn't really flow with my paragraph, and I'm going to write, the setting of the bazaar becomes different from what he thought it to be. He imagined the place to be exotic and romantic, but it turned out to be a traveling flea market of inexpensive and cheap trinkets. This helps to highlight the narrator's sense of despair and knowledge that the reality of life is often a disappointment. Great, I've already got that written, so that worked out perfect. Okay, next, I'm going to write my next one. So I'm going to have a transition. Also, the ending scene brings about the feeling of despair and loss of innocence in connection to the description of the marketplace and the narrator's realization that one's dreams will remain unfulfilled. So then I'm going to put my quote. Again, I am going to put citation here because I need that on the ends and the back ends. And again, I'll show you how to do that later. Now I need to frame this quotation, and I'm going to write, the scene of the closing market emphasizes this idea of the loss of innocence and his impending maturity that comes from it. Whoops. All right, great. Framed my quote, tied it back to my thesis statement, good to go there. Now I'm going to put my transition sentence that's already written and throw it at the end, that paragraph complete. And then here's my conclusion directly from my outline. There it is, complete one more time. So now, just like that, I have my paper. It's all written. It still needs to be revised and formatted, but all of the text is now there. I have areas where I know I need to put in citations, but the bulk of this paper is here, and it's in really good shape. And that's it. So now be sure to look at my next video, part 2 of this, where I will be showing you how to format this in MLA format, and I will be putting my citations in. I could show you how to do that as well. So look for that next. Thank you.